Hi guys, my name's Dakota and today we're going to learn about the work health and safety policies of a river crossing. We're here in Harriettville at the Ovens River and I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts of what we're going to do. Alright, so the first step today for a river crossing is to assess your PPE. That's your personal protective equipment. The first thing we have here are our shoes. Our shoes are going to be one of the most important things. You can choose to walk in your hiking boots, or if you have alternative river shoes with a back strap that can tighten down, those are going to be perfect. What we don't want to see are bare feet, because that's going to hurt when you walk through the rocks, or flip-flops or thongs, whatever you call them. Alright, so our second piece of personal protective equipment is going to be our backpacks. The number one thing in a river crossing is that if you end up falling over, you don't want the weight of the backpack to fall on you. So what we're going to do is unclip our backpack harness, and that's how we're going to walk across. That way it's easy access out if you fall over and get swept away by the water. Alright, so our third step today is to do some simple housekeeping. So I want you to go ahead and check all of your pockets and take all of your belongings out. Cell phones don't go well with water, and chuck them into your pack liner. A pack liner is key to make sure that all of your belongings stay dry, so your sleeping bag, your tent, your clothes for the next day, because that would be horrible to get to the other side and then for you to have a wet sleeping bag in the tent because there is no drying that out on your bush walk. So now we're going to select our site from where we should be crossing the river from. Our main rule and policy is that we don't enter swift water above our knee. So I've got my walking pole here, and my knee is roughly to about the top stripe there. So when I go over to the river and I pop my walking pole into it, it should be no taller than this top stripe. That could be safe, but it's quite swift, so maybe we should try to find a lower point in the river. Alright, so the next step now is to choose your technique on how you want to pass through the river. So seeing as I don't have a group of people with me due to COVID, I'm going to have to do this by myself. So my technique then is to have my pack on, walk through the water below my knees, and I'm going to use my trusty hiking stick in order to help me balance. You could use this if you don't have a walking pole, but I do, and this is really heavy, so I'm going to go with my super light carbon stick. Adventure mode! Alright, come closer. This is not a proper place to walk because the water's above my knees and it's faster than a walking pace. If it were to get any higher, it could sweep me out from under my feet and I'd be long gone to gripe. Alright, one of the first things you should have been looking for when attempting your river crossing is looking both up and down the river. The last thing you want to do is actually get in the water. So if you can find an alternative log bridge, like I have, you can happily take that and it'll be very safe. For today's crossing, I am going to take my pack off and clip it onto the nice handrail they have with the carabiner. Always use 2 points of connection in case if one part of the pack breaks. Alright, come on. Alright, another thing to consider when crossing a river is what's actually on the other side of the river. Here we have an embankment and blackberry bushes. These are 2 things you don't want to have when trying to cross the river. Alright guys, and here we are finally at our final river crossing after finding a very safe entrance point and a very safe exit point on the other side. Notice a few things. I have my stabilizing walking pole that's going to help me because this is a flowing river. I have unclipped my backpack and I have put on my river shoes. So they are all three very safe things that are going to help me in crossing this river. Here we go. Alright, now that I'm safely back on the other side of this river, I just want to say thank you for watching today, and I hope that you learned a little bit about river safety and river crossings, and that include a few of our work health and safety policies that we've learned through TAPE. Have a great day, guys. Bye.